Hello, it is Kenny again. Welcome to lesson number 5. I have changed things up a bit in this lesson. This lesson we're going to be playing in the key of G instead of the key of C. Alright, you know the key of C. All the white notes, very simple. And you've already been taught the key of G scale. The only difference is it's got this F sharp in here. Alright? And this is seen here in the key signature, right here. This is an F sharp, that's an F sharp. It is telling you anytime you see the note F, for example, right here, alright, or right here in the left hand, that's going to be sharp, even though it's not written sharp. But the key signature tells you to play it sharp. So we are moving on to the key of G. The other thing that's changed here is here, the time signature. Normally we've been playing in 4/4. Now it's time to move on to 3/4 time. Alright? Instead of being 4 notes per bar, we have 1, 2, 3. 3 quarter notes, alright? 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Quite simple. And I decided to make this into a little waltz because it's probably the most common type of piece in 3/4 time. And just to get started, I will just play this piece for you. Another very simple little piece. It's a waltz. And what defines a waltz? Alright? Waltz is very common in Viennese music, for example. It was most famous in the city of Vienna in the 1800s. It was a big, popular dance form. People would dance to this thing. And what makes a waltz is this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can do 3/4. And it's not a waltz. You could play this. You can play that, but it is not a waltz. You want this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the waltz is quite famous. Johann Strauss in Vienna. He was a very famous waltz writer. He wrote a very famous one. You might know this. Okay, the beautiful Blue Danube, that's called. But it wasn't just a Viennese form. It was also, there's country waltzes too, much more modern, like this one. That's the Tennessee waltz. But what is similar about them is this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's just all there is to a waltz, but it is a most common 3/4 thing. Now I have written all of these things. I've given you the fingerings for all of the right hand notes to make it easier. And you'll still have to pick these out. If you're still confused about the notes, go back to the theory thing, and you can write charts, and it's all over the internet just to say where the notes are. But one thing I did not do is the fingering. If you look here in the left hand here, I've got this one, 1, the 5th finger, and then the 1st and the 3rd, and every beat, no matter where I'm starting on here, is going to be the same. Okay, so I didn't write the fingering for all of that. It's the same in every bar. Alright, one thing I do want to mention here, and I haven't talked much about this, is practicing techniques. I might make it sound like you just got to go right in ahead and do this. No, you don't. What I advise, especially for beginners, is learn both hands separately. Learn the right hand, and learn the left hand by itself. And only when you're comfortable with that, put them all together. And the other thing I want to mention about practicing methods, don't hurry it up. Go slow as you want. All right, you can practice slowly. And when you're comfortable, start speeding it up a bit. All right, just practice at your own speed. If you're having problems with one little section, say for example this ending, you're having problems with it, just work on it. Okay, you don't have to rush it, all right? And these fingerings, again, I have written down what I am using, but you can make your own up as long as they work for you. And that is the little waltz in G. All right, so this will be the last piece I write for the next little while. Next week I'm going to do a real classical one by Joseph Haydn. It's going to be in the key of D. And we've already learned that scale. However, part of that piece is also in the key of A. So I want to show you how to play the key of A major scale. So let's just switch this over here. All right, here's some A major scale. Now, yeah, you'll notice now you've got three sharps, F, C, and G. Okay, same fingering though. Getting a lot more of those black notes in there. C sharp, F sharp, but it's very simple too. And that's the key of A. I'll be talking about the relationships between these keys pretty soon, because there are lots of relationships, but I don't want to make it too complicated. What I do want to mention here is yes, I wrote the scale out with the key signature, all right? If you can see there, it's with the key signature. Then I took all the key signature out. On this bottom line here, I have actually put the sharps in there, okay? This is exactly the same thing, okay, as this. I just want to point out the fact why key signatures are used, because if you're continually putting all the sharps in, it gets confusing. Once you get used to this, you'll see three sharps. You'll say, oh, that's A major. It's got three sharps. You know you're in the key of A. And of course, you could be in a minor key, which we'll get into very soon. But in the meantime, that is your exercise for the week. The A major scale. It's the same fingering. 1, 2, 3, pass the thumb under, and come down and pass the third over, and then start on A in the left hand, third over, and coming down past the thumb under. Okay, hopefully that's not too difficult for you. But in the meantime, yes, I have put the score for this little waltz in G. That's all I named it, little waltz in G. And you can print off the score if you really want to make it a little easier for you. But in the meantime, that is lesson number 5. Thank you.